So the way this aeronymous survives is really cool. So you have snails. So you take the snails and you kill it and you put it in this machine, snails go away. If your property has a deficient in calcium, you put calcium in there, calcium, and you can test the plants, they have the calcium. It transfers those frequencies to the plant, to your property. And the aeronymous device is a really cool device because it actually works not just well, your neighbor's yard, get it, when you look at Nikola Tesla, he was really into that to the point where you can actually turn electricity on somebody your house on without any wire, because this energy that comes through our planet can be retransmitted and absorbed and retransmitted. So that's very, very cool. And especially when you're talking about gardening, when you're talking about plants, because I talked a long time ago about why do we eat these things, right? So, and I'm not even going to go, you missed the story about the minerals. We're going to be doing some more of this really spacey stuff coming up in the next shows. It's really, I was just going to cover that real fast, because you guys are not going to believe what I'm going to be talking about. The next show is going to be called the fourth phase, revolution growth with structured water.
Yeah.
Right? Then the next one after that is magnetic roots, how Earth's force drives soil life. Then we have the next one is liquid blueprint. Liquid blueprint, why water is the master key to life. Then we have the underground feast, the secret sauce of all soil biology. And I mean, I'm going nuts. You need to give me drugs quickly.
We don't need to give you any more drugs, Andy. Okay?
Subterranean engineers unlocking the secrets of earthworms. And then we have immunity by design, permanent fixes for pests and diseases. And that's a good one, because I just explained it briefly just a few minutes ago. And then we have another one called Black Gold, why every compost seed has a different soul, S-O-U-L. And I got to tell you, man, it's about time I started talking about these, because it's all about the biology. It's all about, and it's really all about energy. I might just change my podcast to it's all about energy, because that's what it's really all about. So one of the things that I have notes on is harvesting for longevity. And so that's very important to understand, because when you pick things during the wrong time of the energy is contrary to keeping the product, your food alive and healthy. Whereas if you do it with the right energy, because one of the things I wrote, the gardener acts as the bridge between the terrestrial, the soil, and the celestial, the stars. Right? And it's really, really, really. One of the reasons I got my name, Invisible Gardener, because I would garden at night under the full moon. And
were you dressed or not dressed, Andy?
I was not dressed. I didn't wear clothing. No, they called me at first they were calling me the naked gardener. I didn't like that. That was like too revealing, but they just called me the wild gardener. But one of the things I've learned is, under the light, at night, you get to see how the energies really work, how the insects work, how the plants work, and how we are connected to that. Because you can sit there and meditate, and the bugs will come up to you and go, he's a very unusual human being, right? Right?
Well, the best one for me was I had a bee land on my nose for like 3 to 5 minutes and just stare at me in my eyes. It's like, never stung or anything, never moved around, just landed there and watched me. It's like, okay, what are you?
So I just want to bring up that I don't know how many people know what the current moon's phase is, but the moon is in a waning crescent phase. It's perfect for weeding and soil preparation, but not for heavy planting. Right? And so it's just, we have to remember that we are celestial conducts. And again, I talked a lot about it, and I want to finish this thought, because every time they plant a seed, they're connecting the earth to the universe. Oh my God.